Apple just came out with a new AirTag, and they're claiming it has a 50% longer range and 50% louder speaker. But will that really matter in the real world?
We're getting actually pretty close now. Is it gonna show up?
Let's open this thing up, put it to the test against the original AirTag, and find out for ourselves. Which one do you think's the new AirTag and which one's the old one? The only difference is the new one here has some text on the back that's in all caps that the old one doesn't have, and the new one weighs slightly more, but I never would have been able to tell had I not looked it up. It also doesn't have a loop or anything to be able to put it on a keychain, so you are still gonna have to buy accessories to put it basically anywhere. But if you did have an old AirTag, because they're the same size, all the accessories will still work for the new AirTag. But enough about that. Let's test the sound and see how much louder it actually is. Okay, we got the new AirTag here, the old one here, and I'm gonna put this little microphone right here in the middle between the two of them. Let's play some sounds. This is the AirTag 1, and this is the AirTag 2. AirTag 2 is definitely louder. Let's see how much louder this one actually is in a real world test though. I'm gonna throw these into the backpack, stuff in some clothing on top of it, and then we'll zip this thing up and see if we can still hear the new one louder than the old one. Okay, so our backpack is way over there. Let's play the sound on the old AirTag. And now let's do the new one. I'm not sure how much of that you're able to hear on camera, but there really wasn't much of a difference. I actually ran some off-camera tests as well, and the main difference I hear is in the tone, not so much the volume. The new AirTag has a higher pitched tone than the old AirTag, which kind of does help out when it's muffled, but it doesn't sound particularly louder to me. That being said, I think the new AirTag is going to dominate the next category, which is precision finding. The new AirTag has a new ultra-wideband chip and longer Bluetooth capabilities, so it should be an easy win here. Let's test it out. So as you can see, I'm outside. I wanted to test the AirTags without any walls in the way first. So let's give it a shot.
All right, let's start with the old AirTag here. And we're far. Still just far. There we go, 20 feet, 19. Where's precision? 16 feet. Jeez, okay, that's not great. Old AirTag round 2, searching for signal, far. There we go. Let's move on up. Ooh, that time was about 27, I think. So that ain't too bad. And the new one. So we're not even to precision mode yet, but it already has the feet countdown, which we didn't have last time. It just said far. 40 feet. Well, that's pretty good. Let's try that one more time. New AirTag test 2. Okay, now we're talking. All right, now I'm gonna start in the corner of the yard. I got the AirTags in my bed under the covers through multiple walls of the house. So let's see how that goes. AirTag 1 inside from outside, here we go. I'm a little nervous for this one for the first AirTag. Little guy didn't have the best performance in the last one, did he? 10 feet, 9 feet, 7 feet before we got it. Wow, okay, let's test the new one. All right guys, AirTag 2 from the same location, let's go. Connected, signal's weak. So we already got a feet countdown, just a few feet in. Wow, there we go. That's it. Somewhere around 40 feet compared to 7. And lastly, let's do a test on the watch, but you will need an Apple Watch 9 or above or a Ultra 2. Let's give it a shot. So let's move a little closer, see when we can get it. Now keep in mind, this doesn't even, whoop, there we go. We got some distance. Now keep in mind this doesn't even work on the old AirTag, so this is a brand new feature. And there it is. That's, I think, the precision on the watch right there. So 35 feet. Not quite as good as the phone, but hey, it's still something.
So it does seem like the precision finding is substantially better on the new AirTag, and one thing I didn't mention is that because the Bluetooth has an extended range, you can actually play the sound on the AirTag from much further out than the old one, which can help if you're not close enough for precision finding yet, but are close enough to be able to hear it. So do I think this is a meaningful upgrade? Yeah, I mean, this one's easier to find, and that's kind of the whole point of an AirTag. But if you're someone like me and you already own an AirTag and mostly use the sound function because I lose stuff around the house, you might not need to upgrade. But if you're someone that loses stuff in public or leaves your keys at bars, you might want to fork out the 29 bucks to get that extra precision. Either way, you can always return this thing if you can find it again. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.